All right, Knights of Apollo, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the European battlefield. So today we are playing a mod for Shogun 2 called Rise of Empires. This is a 2v2 pitched battle. Looks like we're in, I don't want to be stereotypical, but it looks like we're in Holland or Netherlands here with the beautiful windmill in the background. Anyways, this is, like I said, 2v2. We've got a classic rivalry here. We've got Great Britain, United Kingdom versus France, or as the French would say. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's look at what these armies are going to be doing here. We'll kind of look at the units as it progresses, but it looks like France is going to be taking a defensive position on this hill. They've got some artillery already unlimbering. So they're gonna turn this big old gun around and get it bombarding, get it firing on the British position. We also have some carabiners over here supporting the infantry, this regiment infantry of line. Let's see what the British have. They're kind of scouting up ahead. Sorry, the camera's a little weird, a little funky here. It's like fast in some ways, slows. It gets really slow when you zoom out, and then I don't know, like the zoom in is really fast. I don't know, something I gotta mess with. But the British, we've got some dragoons. We got Baron von Bülow, regiment of dragoons. I like the uniforms. I think we've got another regiment of dragoons here. Oh yeah, same unit. Actually, no. Different unit. They've got a solid blue coat. I love this time period. I love the overall, like, Napoleonic and, you know, before, even after, you know, up to World War I, the uniforms were just so cool. So colorful. Obviously, that had to change because of the nature of the warfare. And, you know, it's not super effective to be standing out in the open with colorful, bright colors. But anyways, we got artillery opening fire as we speak. So let's check this out. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on, fire. Oh, yeah. So they're actually not going for the cav. They're going for the infantry that are advancing towards the French position. And oh, this is so great. More artillery opening fire over here on this side. This is the right flank of the French. Again, just they have the advantage here of kind of just being able to be placed here, not moving forward. They can sit back. They can use this hill. They can use the river and really start to just pop some shots at the British army as they advance forward. We got cav on the extreme right. They're watching potential, I assume, enemy cav that could potentially do a quick strike. Maybe they're just kind of watching for that. We've got the British artillery, 12-pounder artillery gun. They're moving forward. This is definitely a target that the French want to focus down. Look at these horses too, beautiful horses. Kind of got the black horse there with the white kind of hooves, I guess. I'm not a horse expert, but it looks like it's a pretty horse. That's about all I know about horses. I know that there's Belgian horses. There's, you know, you got other horses and stuff like that. Now we've got more British artillery advancing forward as well. So the British are definitely not too phased by the French artillery. They're going to kind of take their time here, move up. This is a 6-pounder artillery gun. So they're going to try to get them, I assume, up on this hill. I can't imagine. This is kind of the best you're going to get. Just looking at just look at their perspective here into the French lines. You can kind of see the guns up here. This is a tough spot for the British army. So we'll see how they approach this. This is just a really good defensive position here. Now we got this artillery. Are they going for? I think they're going for the British artillery all the way. Hold on, let's watch the cannonballs here. Let's see where they go. Oh, no, they're changing targets. Now, there are some spots. If you look, here we go. Come on. I just want to see, like, oh, they're going for the cav. They're going for the cav. Yeah, I would go for the cav, maybe even more so than the enemy artillery, because the cav is what... Oh, no. Oh, no. But yeah, the enemy cav is, I think, the biggest threat currently for the French artillery. It's the because, you know, they move in quick, they can move out quick, they can even do a reckless charge, even if they don't make it out. But now we've got gunfire. Look at this. The French infantry taking a stand behind the riverbed and opening fire at the advancing British cav, which I don't know what he was thinking there. He was not going to accomplish much there with that cav. You got to kind of use your cav as a support unit. It cannot be a frontline unit, and that's what's going to happen. Look at the absolute carnage of that one single volley. Let's zoom back over to, this would be the right side for the British. They are getting dangerously close, and they kind of have to, because the positioning, the angle, they need to get, it's all about, you know, vantage points in this time period, especially with artillery. You got to get this artillery in a good spot. I mean, you can use like a defilade like this defensively. You could use it to protect your men from enemy cannonballs. If the enemy advances on you, you can just kind of be pointing up at the ridgeline, and as soon as they appear, you open fire, which I think is a Wellington maneuver or tactic there. He was the master at defense. So, but it just doesn't look like the French are going to be moving forward because they have the superior positioning. It's going to make it difficult. Okay, now the cannons are unlimbering here. No, they're limbering up. Are they going to get closer, or are they going to move back? I think they're going to get a little bit closer. This might be a little bit of a mistake here, placement mistake. I think because the hill is just not, it's not perfect, so they're going to move it up a little bit. Let's head back over here. I'm seeing a lot of smoke up here. The gun's still opening fire, and you got to think, are the British, don't they have a little flame under them a little bit? Like, don't you feel like they need to have a little bit of urgency here? Or at the very least, try to take some cover against the French artillery that is just doing numbers right now. This one right here, this is ideal positioning here. Oh, look at, they even grabbed from the basket. You see that? The chest with the ammo? That's so cool. I like that they're speaking French instead of Japanese. There are some games like that. There's a pike and shot. The last time I covered that, they were speaking Japanese while being like English pikemen and stuff. Anyways, it's funny, but we got the 12-pounder still opening fire and going for the British. They have taken out just one, but they destroyed the cav of the third one. So far, this definitely looks like it's playing to the French advantage. I love the look of that church back there. It's just very European. Very cool. Very, very cool. So let's head back over this way. Here we go. Now we're getting feisty. Now the battle is picking up. We've got the English, or the British, moving forward. His Majesty's Royal Regiment of Foot. And they are going to start popping shots on the French formation. So finally, we're going to see the British actually get aggressive here and try to start chipping away at the French defenses, making it more difficult for their artillery to open fire. Now, let's see. The French are going to kind of hold this angle. Oh, yeah. And it almost looks like this is kind of cool. The fencing is blocking a lot of shots here. So it does seem like the fencing actually does give you cover, which could be very useful, very beneficial there. Yeah, I mean, it actually, not only does this look really cool, them using, look at this, using the fence line here and back here, kind of like a sunken road here from all the travel. But I think the fencing actually gives them cover, which is going to make things really difficult. This is so cool. Look at the wig. Look at the wigs. That's nice. What an era. What an era. So there we go. Nice little fighting going on there. Artillery has repositioned a little closer in the road. And they are, I think they're going to go for the British. Oh, no! The British artillery. Man, the animations are really good. I wonder if they've put in custom animations here for this mod. I don't know, but it's fantastic, and it's playing at a decent pace. Now, I think the British were a little too slow. I think they need to get a little bit more aggressive, but with the gunfighting and stuff, it kind of almost feels like NTW3, but on Shogun 2, which is pretty cool. But the British are going really heavy on this side. Hold on, let's go look at the minimap. You can see the formations, and the British are definitely going heavy with cav on this side. So I imagine that they might go for some kind of bold cav charge, but nothing too aggressive by the British. Over here, though, okay, they're getting pretty aggressive here, actually. Prince George, the orange trimming these guys. Holy moly. Holy moly, these guys look sick. We've got another Royal Regiment of Foot. Oh.
Make ready!
Royal Irish Regiment Musketeers. I assume that's the Northern Irish. The Queen's Regiment of Foot opening fire. So really cool units engaging. I don't know. This looks like to be a losing fight for the British if they sit here too long. Yeah, look at both. Oh my gosh. Look how cool this is. Oh, dude. Look how sick this is. There's nothing more cinematic than Total War. In a good Total War game. These guys are definitely reloading for a while here. I kind of wanted to see this point of view with them opening fire. Here they go. They're getting ready. Do they actually fire over the head? Is there enough height here? Let's see, now they're holding fire, so I wonder if... Wait. They're priming. Boom. Oh, yeah. They easily fire over their allies. Oh, is that a cav charge? Oh, we got a cav charge. Going uphill. Look at this. Glorious charge. Let's see if they can actually get this artillery before they open shots. They might be trying to switch to canister shot, but they are just now loading the canister shot, so they're definitely not going to be able... Look at them hop over the fence. Dude, what the heck? This mod is awesome. Maybe I've heard of this mod. There's been a couple Empire-like mods for Shogun 2, but this is really cool. I'm really enjoying this. Nice. Good charge there. That is huge for the British, and now the British are getting hyper aggressive here. They're feeling, I don't know, they're feeling lucky, and they're moving up on this artillery piece. This cav needs to move. They're going for infantry. I think they should have shifted over, but I guess they didn't because the infantry's coming over to protect their artillery. But yeah, I think they should have tried to go for the artillery over here, but the cav is starting to break now as they are confronted by the French infantry. And it's a bloody, bloody battle as this unravels, but this is not going well for the British. Outside of that artillery charge... Wait a second, they actually did get a good chunk of this artillery. There's only 2 pieces left here. Are they going to try to do canister shot? Let's see. Oh, they're just now loading. They got to hurry up. Oh, yeah, they got to hurry up. Honestly, if I'm the British, you might want to go for a bayonet charge here. Oh, they're going canister. They're going canister. It put an absolute hole into the line. Some of the soldiers getting back up. Lucky them. Just kind of shocked. It's just the mere, I don't know, what am I even trying to say? The shockness of the shot knocked them down on their feet, but they're okay. They need to hurry up and get back into formation because they got to fight to win. Over here, the British have really pushed hard on their right flank, really trying to stretch the lines of the French. In the center, same thing here. French are winning. They've got the superior terrain. They're just, yeah, I mean, it's been tough. The British, I think they just moved too slow right now. The balance of power is still even. It's still close to even, so it's still anyone's game, but I really feel like, literally and metaphorically, the British have an uphill battle at this point. And they've got to really, I think they've got to get creative with some cav charges. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, their artillery is just cracking under the pressure. I don't blame them. They have lost a lot of men and guns here. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, we've got a couple cav units looking to strike. I mean, outside of the cav, there's really nothing here. The French could easily move up their infantry. They've got fresh infantry here that they can move up and potentially take this position and start swinging the door around the British. They're even moving up infantry over here. Look at this. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. Look at this wall here that you could use that connects to the windmill. Oh, man. Regiment of Normandy. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. They look unfazed. They look disinterested. All right, let's zoom out here because this is a big battle. I don't want to miss anything too crazy, but there's a lot of gunfire going on where the French are just dominating. Right here, I guess, would be the best looking fight for the British. And now they've got cav charging against enemy cav. Oh, no, they're going to reinforce. Okay. They're going to reinforce because the French charged in some gendarmes de la garde du Roi. De Roy or Roi? De Roi. Whatever. Tant pis pour moi. Here we go. Here comes another charge. Gendarme. Wait, is this English? Am I seeing this correctly? Anglais du Roi. I don't know. R-O-I is king in French. Roi. I don't know what R-O-Y is. R-O-I. Anyways, doesn't matter. Big cav battle going on here, unraveling. The British need to try to win this one. They got to get more cav involved. I guess they're afraid to commit it in here. Is this the general? Yeah, this is the general. He's potentially going to be fighting here, but they need to send more reinforcements over here. They're now sending infantry to try to support the cav battle that is unraveling. Let's really quick zoom out. Let's see. Beautiful gunfire that the French are absolutely dominating here. They are absolutely crushing. And look at this. We got a big fight here. Oh, yeah. We've got some heavy cav charging into the French lines. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see if the British can... There's no way. There's just no way. The British are going to have a tough fight. Oh, man. The artillery is still very much intact here for the French. Oh, and they're doing canister shot. Oh. And it's barely reaching this regiment, but it is, this is like a grenadier. A grenadier unit that's getting absolutely popped right now by that canister. It's not at full effect, but it's still hitting them and inflicting casualties. So cool. All right, let's see what happens here. The British have been losing control on the right flank. This would be the French left flank. Okay, big infantry charge. Or no, they're just going to get dangerously close. Let's hope they have a shot ready. It would suck if they ran up here and then they start reloading. Please tell... Oh, no, they're reloading. Oh, no, they're priming. They're priming. Okay. I thought they were reloading. Okay, they got a couple shots there. Oh. Jeez, the guy in the end there. It's so cool. This is a really awesome mod. There's something about Total War games with muskets, you know? There's just something about this era that is so fascinating. So funny. I used to not really care about gun Total War. You know, I used to be kind of like, swords and shields, that's what I care about. But once you see the actual tactics and the beauty of the uniforms and the gunfire and the smoke and the devastating artillery, it really is something else. Now we got the British kind of falling back, using the fence line. Good for them, trying to use some sort of cover. But yeah, this is not looking good. And the British, they're consolidating their forces on the left flank. But the French, like I said, this is going to be the swinging door. They've crossed the river, and now they can kind of turn and put pressure on the British. And that's why the British are kind of concentrating. They're trying to delay that. They're trying to prevent that. We'll see what happens. But I'm looking at what's left of their lines, and it does not look good. It does not look good. Oh yeah, lots of braking over here. Oh, I think we might get a bloody charge here. Bayonets have been placed. Have been plugged, I guess. And here we go. Here's the charge. Boom. A little late on the charge rally there, but it works. It works. And yeah, I think, I don't know. We'll see if the British can fight their way out of this. They've got some French reserves hanging in the back that I assume. Wait, no. Is he charging another unit in? Look at these flags. I like the flags stuck in the ground. Look at this regiment just kind of like strutting towards the enemy. Not even charging. They're like, what's up? Please stop right here and fire. What are they doing? What charge is that? Whatever. They go into melee. And chaos is unraveling over here. The cav battle. Look at these guys are on the flank of these British. They don't know. They're surrounded. Like surrounded by a school of sharks. And look at this little cav fight. Look at this guy. Look at. They're trying to break these British. Things are unraveling for the British forces. The balance of power is getting worse and worse. And honestly, here comes a charge. They're gonna hop the fence though. Look at that. That looks nice. Charge! Wow. So now we've got a bit of a sword fight with bayonets. But it does look like the French have this one under control. Let's consider, look at this massive force that just looks, relatively speaking, after so much fighting, looks really good. Really good. We do have some French units that are breaking. Oh, there is a big push right here. Hold on. The British are going for a desperate push of infantry. Will it simmer out and crumble, or will this push cause maybe a mass rout and turn the tide of this battle? Look at all these infantrymen charging for it. The French are falling back. They're going to reorganize. If they can stop and fire, if they can get a volley off, they might be able to stop this charge, but they are not going to be able to stop it. This British line charges into the French. Actually, that's a French line. Sorry, I just assumed because I looked at their red coats. The British are over here. They're now consolidating towards the right. And I think he's reorganizing his lines. He's going back to a line. Okay, so he kind of gave up on that big charge. He kind of is just regrouping now. Here we go. Oof. It's line infantry. They're walking under missile attack. Unit losing decisively. Oh, man. And they're just going to walk into the French lines. Oh, man. Walk into the French lines. Do some damage. So the British are actually winning here. They're actually winning over here. So they are, they've turned this around. Honestly, how? I don't know. I definitely need to play this mod myself because I would love to see how this works. It almost feels like It has similar mechanics to NTW3, just kind of how the units move slowly. Looks, I think they get tired easily, similar to NTW3.
Soldats de France, retirez-vous.
Retirez-vous, isn't that like the retreat? Oh my gosh, look at this. This entire, okay, so there is hope for the British. There is hope. Now, they still have an uphill battle to climb. We've got a massive, massive French force that is maneuvering around the battlefield. So they're going to have to deal with this. If I'm the French, you need to reorganize. I think he needs to kind of straighten out this line, use it as an anvil, and then use this flanking force as the hammer, or just a force that's going to flank, put some, you know, some side shots on them. But it's not completely over yet. Over here, we still have some French units. We got some French cav that are firing into the line. We got British units that are regrouping, chasing down the French. So that's what the British need to do at this point. They need to make sure they clean up the troops over here. I mean, we still have a unit here kind of just chilling. They're fresh. They're dragoons. Like, get them in the fight. They must be microing elsewhere, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, this is kind of like a, you know, on the right flank, the French one, on the left flank, the British one, and now the two victorious sides are about to clash in the middle. We've got some line infantry kind of firing. They got to deal with this line infantry. They're firing at a retreating unit. That's smart. You want to make sure they completely break so they don't return to the battlefield. But I don't know. It feels like the British kind of have tunnel vision right now. They didn't clean up all these units. But I'm just looking at what they have left, and there's just no way. I mean, look at the bounce of power, too. It looks like a cigarette, and whenever it does, you're in trouble, unless, you know, you're on the winning side. Well, a few minutes have passed, and the French have begun their victory march as they advance towards the British formation. So they've used, like I said, they've got the flanking force. They're using this main force. They've regrouped. They formed a nice line. We've got the French on the flanks organizing, forming up, putting a flanking position like an L shape. They're going to form around the British. The British have consolidated. They've got some artillery left over, so that's a nice thing to see. I'm curious where this artillery's been, but they need to hurry up, and I don't think they have enough time. I think the French are going to close in and either pop some shots and take out the cannon crew, the artillery crew, or they're going to charge in. It doesn't look like they're charging. We also have a bunch of the French troops that were breaking regroup. So they could easily regroup and form another flank around the British position. So the British are very much making their last stand as they try to hold back the French assault. And look at this. The Union flag left in the ground with many fallen soldiers who tried to boldly and bravely defend that flag. So yeah, very good stuff. Very awesome. Very fun. Got some, here we go. Got some marching music. With the fleur de lis. Very cool. So you got to give some respect to the British players, doing everything in their power to try to win this one. Let's go back to this artillery, which have now been able to open some shots. I mean, the French kind of just letting them do this, which is shocking. So they're going to do, I assume, standard shot. Yep. And that's something I would do too. I would focus down the weakest unit to try to get them to break. Oh. Almost looked like they were going for this unit back here. Like the French, they've got artillery. Now they're moving the artillery. This is awesome. This is a lot of fun. That's the thing about these battles. They're so cinematic. And I do like the pace, you know? Just feels like a proper battle. Artillery still intact. They're trying. They're trying, man. It's like a dam holding back rushing water that's crumbling. And look at the French get hyper aggressive here. What are they doing with their cav? They got dragoons. Oh, they're breaking. Just charge them. Just charge them. Get them off the battlefield. Yep. There it is. I love this. They clearly worked really hard on this mod because there's no Japanese sounds. There's no "my lord," or even the general. Our general is under attack. You know, for the fall of the samurai. Just they imported all the Napoleon sounds, which is cool. And there you have it, guys. That's it. I mean, I'm surprised they lasted this long. It was a again, I don't know the nature of this mod. I definitely got to play it sometime. But it very much feels like NTW3. The way the troops move, it's kind of a slower pace. But I feel like the cards were against the British the entire time. The French had the superior positioning, and even so, I think the British were a little slow with their attack. They probably could have used the like certain spot, like this mound right here. They could have used. Oh, is it frozen? What the heck? Oh no. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I don't know if it's because the mod or maybe this battle just kind of maybe someone quit out or something and it screwed up the battle, but there's no end results here, which is a shame because I wanted to show you the stats and everything. But if you guys enjoyed this battle, hopefully we can get more of them and hopefully we can get a proper end result here. But I mean, it's quite clear that the French have won this one. I just want to thank all the players involved with this battle. I also want to thank Biko, who is the person who submitted this battle replay. This was a lot of fun, very interesting. Love to see more. But yeah, again, hopefully the replay ends properly. Sorry guys, I don't know. I wonder if I quit replay, end battle, maybe that's just all I had to do. Maybe that's it. Yeah, no, it didn't show the results. So, sorry about the lack of stats, but that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. This was a lot of fun. And guys, I will see you next time on the battlefield.